And we are live. Okay, we are live. Hi everyone, I'm Gina and I'm back again. This is day 7 of Art Break. I hope you've been enjoying the last few days. Days 1 through 6 are recorded, so you can go ahead and you can watch those at any time, and you can always do those particular mini projects and post an image of them whenever you've done it. If you want to start here on day 7, feel free. I can't believe we've actually done 6 days already, and here we are at day 7. My goal is to complete 30 days of this art break and maybe continue with another series of 30 days with maybe essential oils, herbal teas, that sort of thing, depending on what the feedback is that I get from you all. Okay, so today we're going to be doing day 7 of art break. Now, if you are interested in day 6, yesterday we made, day 6, we made prayer flags. So go ahead and check that one out if you're interested in doing that as well. All right, so today we're going to be talking about how do you anchor during stressful times. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Gina, and I am a certified art therapy life coach. I am also a master herbalist, among other things, but for purposes of this, I'm a certified art therapy life coach. So what we're going to talk about today is basically how do we anchor during stressful times, and I think we could consider this particular time period stressful, won't you? So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So what I want you to do, you should have brought a piece of paper, just a regular sheet of paper and a pencil, and that's really all you're going to need. But I'm going to give you some ideas on how you can jazz it up a bit using other materials like colored pencils, watercolor paints, watercolor brushes, that sort of thing. All right, so we're talking about anchoring. How do we anchor during stressful times? So the first thing I want you to do is to draw something that looks like an anchor on your sheet of paper. Now, if you want to do this after the live is finished, then you can simply print one off the computer, because there are several that are on the internet. So if you want to just print one off, that is perfectly fine too, if you don't see yourself actually drawing one of these. But it's quite simple to draw. There's just a T here, circle at the top, and then these are basically 2 curved arrows at the side. I'm not looking for perfection, and neither should you. It's just basically an exercise to kind of help you to de-stress during this time. And if your kids are with you, they can also do this. It's very, very therapeutic for them. So this is one suggestion, is to just simply draw your anchor on a sheet of paper. Another idea that I came up with, and this was from getting some supplies at the Dollar Tree, I found a small canvas board, and I also found these little wood cutouts, and here is an anchor. Just happened to find there were 6 pieces to the packet. There were 2 anchors, then there were 2 of the steering wheels, and then there were also 2 of these little sailboats. So what I'm thinking about doing is taking this little canvas, and I'm going to place the sailboat here, and possibly this right here, gluing them on using some wood glue, and then the anchor maybe here or kind of hanging off. But I thought this would be another way of creating this particular, though I hate to say assignment, but this little project. Okay, so if you have access to things like this, get creative. But the simplest way is going to be just using the sheet of paper and just simply drawing your anchor. Okay? So, who or what keeps you anchored during stressful times? And I made a list of some of the things that work for me. It doesn't have to be just people. Who or what? Maybe it's a certain place that helps to keep you anchored. So you can have multiple things. So I want you to start to make a list. If you've done your drawing, just a simple drawing. If you've done your drawing, go ahead and start making a list of the different things that help to keep you anchored during stressful times. And I'm going to share with you some of the things that I have on my list so you can have an idea as well. The first person that popped into my head when I was actually doing this was my sister that I'm currently living with. She has been a huge anchor for me during this time, and over the last year or so as well. We've really had to kind of connect with each other, and I don't know how to put it. We've certainly gotten a lot closer over the last few months due to the fact that we lost our baby sister to cancer just 2 months ago. So my sister, even though I'm the older one, my this particular sister is a younger sister, and she has certainly been a rock for me, and certainly been an anchor to kind of help hold everything together. So if you have family members who are like that, you can certainly, and this is what we're going to do. You're literally going to be writing in the people who you consider to be your anchor, or things that you consider to be anchors for you. Just simply write them in, or if you want to, you can also draw images around to kind of indicate that they're certainly part of your anchor system as well. So you can write, and if you're creative, you can draw pictures. If you have stickers, you can certainly put stickers on here as well. So jazz it up however you want to do it. Make it yours. That's the beauty of this. But I do want you to be thinking about, the people around you right now are certainly your anchors to kind of help you to hold things together, because I know that this has got to be a stressful time. Kids are out of school, and you may not necessarily have access to all of your friends and other family members who might also be stuck in their homes. I just remembered another one. You might want to put this one down as well. Technology, I think, is certainly an anchor for all of us right now, because I know that it's helping to keep us all connected, even though we may not necessarily be able to be with each other physically, as in, in the physical surroundings. So technology is certainly going to be a way to anchor us all together. And normally I don't particularly get like hooked onto technology so much. I am all for human interaction and that sort of thing, but I can tell you that lately with technology, I have been praising technology because it certainly has kept us connected. And Facebook, I know a lot of you have managed to use the Facebook Lives, the Facebook Messenger, and I know that there are video capabilities on Facebook, there are video capabilities on WhatsApp, and there's also Duo that I know my family has certainly been using Duo, because it gives us a chance to see each other, even though we're not necessarily, in the same room. So technology, I made sure to put that on the list. So you might want to put that on yours as well. So I know you're in surroundings where you probably have a lot of kids, and they could be driving you up the wall. And I know it's only been a week. Spring break, and school technically would have started back today for a lot of us. So what is helping you to keep from pulling your hair out? What little things are you doing to kind of curb that anger that might be building up? You'll get irritated at little things that the kids might be doing. So what do you do for yourself? Some of the things that I do, I have certain perfumes, and I think I've shared that with you before. And these are two that I've reached for a lot lately. This is my activation, and this one was actually a recipe that I found in the Bible, and then I was called to add a few other essential oils and herbs to that as well. And I think I've also mentioned this one. This is my GYST blend, which is basically get your together. So these two, I use this pretty much every day, first thing in the morning, to kind of help me to wake up. But it also, whenever I put it on, it kind of helps it to remind me that this is, the calm state that I find myself in is where I need to be as much as possible. So if I ever find myself kind of getting irritated, putting this on is kind of an anchor for me, because it draws me back to that state where I know that I need to be. So perfumes, essential oils, those certainly. And I think let me write that down, because I don't think I had it on my list, but I did have those here. So what are some anchors for you? Please go ahead and share them with me in the comments. I know that there are a couple of people who have popped in and out, and I think there's another person watching right now. So feel free to share some of them in the comments with me. What about things like Facebook groups? I know that I'm a member of quite a few groups, and that does help to bring people together. And I think we've been connecting even more now since all of this craziness has been going on. And a lot of the members in certain groups have been using a piece of technology called Zoom, where we can meet as a group and you can see each other's faces. And I think that's another way that technology has been used even more during this time. What about, these are for me, breathing, simple breathing. I know it sounds weird, but simple breathing kind of helps to bring you down. Whenever you're kind of getting stressed, just remember, breathe, close your eyes, and just take a deep inhale through your nose, hold it for a couple seconds, and just breathe it out. And just that, you can literally feel the tension just releasing from your body. And do that 3-4 times, however many times you need to do it, to kind of get yourself back to the state of calm that you want to be in. So certainly breathing, not too many people really think about that, but breathing itself, that will help to bring you back to a state of calm and to anchor you. Burning candles, and sometimes even meditating with the flame can be, oh my gosh, and a lot of people don't really think about this, but just the act of lighting the candle and watching the flame flicker, that in itself kind of helps to anchor you in the moment. So the next time you light a candle, don't just light it and walk away. Light it and kind of glance into the flame. Just really pay attention to the flickering and how it dances, and you'll be amazed at just how that just kind of pulls you into the present moment and really keeps you calm. Salt baths is another one for me, and I try to do a salt bath every day. So, and if you can't do a salt bath every day, at least have a bath soak in there, and maybe take the salt and just kind of wash over you, or maybe on your shoulders if it's not a wash your hair day, that sort of thing. But salts can be very, very calming for me. Just taking a salt bath, a simple salt bath. Let me mention a few others, and I would love to hear. Oh, hi Tammy. Oh, your umber patchouli blend. I bet I don't have that particular one, but I bet it smells amazing, because I love patchouli as well. So, and I'm pretty sure that patchouli, no, it's not in this blend. It is in one that I made for Nowruz recently. So yes, that one, I bet it smells amazing. Board games, not only are they an anchor, they help to bring the family together. And recently I actually went out, and before all of it got really crazy, and bought a few more board games like Chutes and Ladders, because of my nephew. He's 11, so I got that one. And then I got another one called Connect 4, and we've been playing one called Mancala, and also have Scrabble. So those are ones that we happen to love. So board games also help not just to bring the family together, bring us closer together, but when we're playing these particular board games, even though they're competitive, they're not like Monopoly, where it's kind of cutthroat, how much money everybody and who wants to buy Park Place and the other. So I try to have board games that are a little bit more relaxing. All right, so board games certainly are an anchor for me. Um, a simple cup of tea. For me, and I don't have my tea right now, but every morning I make a certain cup of tea with turmeric, ginger, and a few other things, and coconut milk and a little bit of honey, and that just kind of helps me to get my day started. And at the end of the day, I also have another cup of tea, and I probably have 3 or 4 throughout the day, but who's counting? So a simple cup of tea can just be so therapeutic and just bring you right back to the present moment. Because when you especially if you make fresh herbal tea, like yesterday I made some peppermint tea using peppermint that I went and just cut myself, and just the act of cutting, and then it releases the essential oils and you smell that, it just pulls you into the present moment. You cannot make a cup of herbal tea, fresh herbal tea, and be thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow or something that happened yesterday. It really does pull you into the present moment. So that was on my list. Creating art, that is also one of my anchors, and you wouldn't guess that, would you? So maybe creating art is one for you as well. I know in a particular group that I'm in called Soul Shift, we do a lot of creating every single month. We create perfumes, we do other crafts as well, and it's a way for all of us to get together. But when we're in the act of creating, you're not thinking about all of the stressful stuff. You're not thinking about everything that you need to do. You're not thinking about that pile of laundry that is sitting in the dryer for the last 2 days that you know should have been folded up because now they're wrinkled and you're going to have to turn the dryer back on. No, you're not worried about stuff like that. It really just pulls you in to what's important, which is the here and now, the present moment. Music is also an anchor for me. It's amazing what one song can do for you. You have a favorite song, if you're feeling a certain way, and that particular song comes on, it's like, oh, yes, that's just what I needed to hear. So maybe music for you is an anchor as well. And I think I mentioned peppermint tea. Is it? I love peppermint tea, especially fresh. A little bit of stevia makes it taste like a candy cane. Oh, I used to plant stevia, and I think when I moved here to my sister's, I sold everything because it was just easier, just selling everything and starting back. So I think I'm going to get some more stevia seeds and get those going. I love to grow my own stevia. Put one leaf and chewing that up, it's almost like eating a cube of sugar. It's really that sweet. I don't know if you've ever had really natural stevia right off of the plant. Oh, so sweet. Literally one leaf is really all you need to sweeten anything. So let me see if I missed anything. Oh, nature. I mentioned nature walks. I'm a nature girl, and having to be cooped up in an apartment for I don't know how long, we have no idea what's going to happen. It's hard. It's really hard. Yesterday we actually ventured out to the park, and it's a huge park. There were very few people that were there, and I managed to walk around, and my son took some pictures of me, and there was this huge trunk that was just there, and this tree must have been massive when it was still had everything else attached. So I took a couple pictures there, and I just remember just being able to breathe, and just being in nature is so uplifting for me. So that is something that I have to do. So I know that it's going to be hard being able to go out to a park every single time that I want to. So what I've done, and I have these plants here anyway, but I do have quite a few more plants that I brought inside. That way I can have access to nature. I'm ready. You've got spring planting, so I can grow my... Good. I actually have some sage that I planted from seed, and they're now about 6 inches in height. I've planted basil. I have some tomatoes coming, and they have flowers on them already. I was surprised. I also planted some lemongrass yesterday. from seeds, and I've got some sweet peppers and a few other things. So yes, I've managed to actually be able to, dig in the dirt, and I've got since we're in an apartment, I've planted everything into pots. So we do have a nice potted garden going down the stairs as we exit. Yes, I'm ready for spring, and I think it is said that the hotter the environment, this particular virus is not supposed to be able to survive very long. So we're praying that's true. All right. There's one other item that I'm going to share with you. Let me get it close. These are fossilized dinosaur bones. I know what you were going to say. They're fossilized dinosaur bones in the shape of spheres. And many of you might be familiar with those Chinese stress balls. I have a set that are metallic, and you just, you put them in your hand. And these, I actually bought these for my son because he loves dinosaurs. And these are fossilized dinosaur bones. But I've been using them as a stress reliever, just simply rolling them around in your hand. They're perfect size. So when he saw me with them just now, he said, "Mom, where are you going with those?" So I have to give them back to him. But yes, if you have stress balls like these, even if they're the Chinese, the metal ones, work with those. Some people I know use the stress balls that are kind of made of a foam, and they simply squeeze. So if you have one of those, you can also use that as well. So I know that you all have your own ways of anchoring or grounding yourself. That's another way of putting it. So what are your anchors? That's what I want you to write all over your anchor, and design the back of here as well. Maybe you want to put here, maybe you want to paint it all blue to represent water, and then write everything else inside of the anchor. The possibilities are endless for this. I'm going to leave it all up to you, but I would like to say, please post in the comment section a completed, the one that you've completed. I would love to see pictures of them. And if you've done any of the other ones from previous days, please also share your images with me, because I love to see what others are doing, and everybody else likes to see what the others are doing as well. And I am going to stop there and give you all a chance. I know that we're not going to be able to finish this right here, so you can work on it behind the scenes. You can get your kids involved with this as well, because when we're stressed, we seem to think, oh, the kids they're fine, but remember, they're used to going to school, they're used to having recess, playing with their friends, so chances are they're feeling a little stressed as well. So this would be something good for them to do as well. So maybe you can do this as a family and have a way of, talking out, helping them to talk out what they're feeling, and then they can do their own anchor. Okay? So please share your completed ones with me. If your kids have taken part in it, I would love to see theirs as well. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really, really enjoy, especially when you all are, leaving your comments and stuff. I love seeing those. So meet me again tomorrow here at 1 o'clock for a completely different little bit of an art break. I will see you all again real soon.